So here we are in pit number 4. This is the fall strip till, and in that fall pass there was a shank that went through here and put some fertilizer on. And then again in the springtime, similar to what we're going to see in the next pass and what we saw in the previous pass, it had that spring blade pass. So we'll see some of that too. But definitely you can kind of see the effect of the shank on here. It is a little bit. There is some more cracks right in that pass. I was trying to dig it up over here. There is some definite, the aggregates are a little bit looser right in that pass compared to, something out in the middle. They're a little bit more stuck together, or a little more massive than what we were seeing in the other ones. But again, we got this platey structure on top. We have this this sort of tillage shelf, I guess, at that kind of the 2-inch working depth. Yep. And then again, we've got that sort of historical plow pan, hard transitional interface there between the 2 layers of soil. But similar story to what we've kind of observed sort of throughout the day. Just looking at each pit earlier, same idea. Some roots down deep. We've got some decent vertical roots here. This corn stalk was a little easier to pull out of the ground than some of the previous ones, but not too bad. Lots of roots. Again, a pretty okay stand of corn considering the compaction conditions we're in, and that could be seasonally driven too. So, but definitely there is a lack of good vertical structure, I would say.
Yeah, we're getting a good mixture of kind of aggregate sizes, right, from something kind of like this, which is kind of intermediate, I suppose, as we'll see from across the different sites today. But then you're also getting some stuff that's a little bit smaller and more manageable, like this, right? That's directly under the roots.
And that might be because of that shank pass too. So there's one that would have been between the rows. Yep. There's a big crack there that's kind of developed, but underneath the roots, if I'd poke at it with my knife maybe, lot smaller structure. Some of that might be the fact that the corn root has done a little bit of tillage, but it's definitely, I think the strip tiller has definitely broke up some of this nonsense.
Yeah, and again, like we've seen, or we'll see at pretty much all the sites today, below the topsoil you get into this grayer layer, and in this one in particular, it's pretty heavy, but we can see the really bright orange mottles that are forming in the soil as a result of poor drainage. And so again, a soil that can get compacted pretty easily if it's worked when it's really wet. And so you can see the gray colors with the mottles, really a good indication that there's water saturation in this soil for a prolonged period.
So not really a soil profile that you could just wait 3 or 4 days and be out of the woods from a compaction standpoint. It's really got to take drainage a little more seriously than just time, I guess. So I don't believe this field is tile drained. I'm looking off to people on the wings.
Can't say for sure.
We dug all of these kind of randomly and we didn't hit a tile, so whatever that tells you. But yeah, so getting that profile dried out is going to be a definite challenge in a site like this, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, certainly, yeah. And you can see the natural cracking in the clays here starting to show up as the kind of face of the profile dries up. So again, when the roots can, they'll take advantage of those existing channels to get down deeper into the soil profile. And you can see again over here that plow pan layer near the surface, 4 inches down or so. And it runs all the way across the entire soil profile. So it's pretty consistent, except it gets broken up again where the tillage occurred. So
you can see it, especially sort of between the rows outside of the strip till, definitely the roots are taking the more advantageous horizontal route than the vertical through the soil profile. So over here where we didn't get that worked area from the strip tiller in the fall, definitely a little harder to get a root down through that layer of soil.